getting over your fears. And you probably might not know exactly what kind of fear I am talking about and how it will relate to you. So let's try and unpack it. And also, I guess, kind of helping you gain clarity in order to help yourself. So that once you get some awareness over it, then we can slowly move towards fixing it. And fear can come in many different shapes, sizes and forms. A lot of times they are quite self-inflicted, as we do not have enough confidence and the feeling of being complete within ourselves. And so what our brain will do, it will trick us into thinking that we don't have enough. But the fact that you're alive today and the fact that you're even being able to watch this video means that you are complete to some degree. And there's many different kinds of fears that are out there. There's a fear of taking action, there's the fear of success, the fear of failure, which is crazy because how can you have fear towards both directions? That's basically the fear to winning and losing. It's crazy. And I hope this video can help a few of you out who kind of feel a bit lost in life, who are scared, maybe the fear of the unknown, and what to do about it and how to find the fear. So let's start off by finding the fear itself. Now imagine the ideal life that you have or that you want to have, and what does it look like? How does it make you feel? Does it make you excited? Or can you not even imagine what it would look like? So first we need some clarity in terms of what it would look like. Maybe it's more money, maybe it's more happiness, maybe you want more love in your life. And if you think about love for a second and you get these feelings of discomfort, typically there'll be some deep-rooted issues of fear there. Maybe you don't feel like anyone can love you, maybe you feel like you're not deserving of love and nice things, or maybe you had some bad experiences, so you fear it. And there we go. Those are three different fears in one kind of setting. The fear of the unknown, because you don't know what's going to come in love or whatever goal it is. You don't feel deserving of love, which is the fear of feeling good and deserving nice things. And then you also have the fear that you will never ever be able to experience it. So the fear of not being complete and you're in lack. So that's just to cover love, for example. And again, there's many different ways you want to go about it. So for example, again, if we talk about money, a lot of people nowadays have been led into this victim mentality of the idea that they can't attain more sort of monetary value within their life. And then they'll complain about the system, they'll complain about different things and how life is unfair. But this doesn't really move us forward, does it? And so these are fears of the past, but the past shouldn't control us, right? We should always look forward and what we can do in the present now in order to change things. And yes, things may suck, and maybe they have sucked more in the past, but is that what we should truly be focusing on and putting all of our energy and efforts into? Because what's it going to do? Is it's going to drain your energy because it's going to heighten your emotions towards things like anger and again that victim mentality. Why not look forward in terms of what we can create? So tackling fears. And I've kind of thought about it in a sort of 3-step process. Because first, in order to tackle fear itself, or at least not let it bind you, because you're not really going to think very logically, are you? When you're in a feared state of mind, you're going to be having feelings of anxiety, maybe depression or grief, or all of the emotions that kind of set you back in how you live your life. They bring you down. And what's the opposite of this? Feeling safe and feeling secure, becoming whole within yourself, which is the opposite of fear. So what things make you safe and secure without sabotaging your health? Because a lot of people think that they feel safe when they indulge in bad habits, and that's the opposite of safe and security. That's a fear-based movement where you're masking your issues with temporary gratification. And as an example, some people may think that, binge eating a lot of snacks and unhealthy foods makes them feel safe and secure. However, it's more so that they are masking their issues with that temporary gratification of that sort of hormonal rush of dopamine, because it tastes good, right? It satiates the taste sense, if you will. But I say, rather than doing this, let's try and think of ways that you can feel safe and secure that actually work and that have long-lasting effects. And so a few ways to do this is, again, not everyone's gonna sort of gravitate towards the exact same idea, but you could always journal, you could always talk to yourself or a friend, you could maybe listen to music that helps you relax and feel good, you could do a prayer or whatever, floats your boat on that side of things. Maybe your self-talk has to be a little bit better. Maybe you can sort of, because some people, they work with affirmations, things like positive self-talk. For others, it doesn't work. So you have to find what really works for you. But essentially, the goal is to be able to trust yourself and to build confidence within yourself so that you feel safe and secure. Because you're basically like a tree. You want to stand firm and strong, right? But how can you do that if the soil is sort of poisoned? You want to nurture the soil, you want to make sure that it's tended and cared for. And yeah, even you can do things like taking a walk or sort of habits that make you feel good, that sort of grounds you and keeps you within your body instead of your mind. Because a lot of times when fear pops up in our mind, it takes us out of balance. And so sometimes we have to do things that kind of ground us, that make us focus on the present moment. And yeah, like I said, things like exercise or cooking or even gaming to some extent, because again, it keeps you focused on one thing at a time, right? So, once you've reached this stage, next is to work on your willpower and confidence. Because when you have enough confidence in yourself, as well as the willpower, you can start to work with the fear. You can essentially start to move it around and sort of counteract it and neutralize it in a sense, right? And if you don't have the willpower and confidence to do so, you're not going to have any fuel to move forward and progress. And then you'll basically have safety and security, but just be there, right? Which is fine, because it's not really too much of an issue. However, why not embrace the renewed life where you can use willpower and confidence to actually overcome the fear and to sort of not let it sabotage you, not to let it take control over your life. And having that willpower and confidence to get over that fear also kind of trains your mind and your neurons to think that you can handle anything else that life throws at you. Any other fear that might come at different stages of your life, you'll be able to deal with it. You'll be able to deal with the hardships that come along the way, because every hardship is here to teach us lessons. But our attitude and again, willpower and confidence towards those things are going to be very, very important to move forward and actually understand the lessons that it teaches us to kind of overcome the challenges, so that you can live a much more fulfilling life that you're strong. And again, like I said, with a tree, you're going to be very strong. The tree is going to be able to stand very sturdy and upright. And then once you have this, then you kind of want to tap into the brain, right? And this is because we kind of want to get that in order, pretty much to see clarity in terms of what we're dealing with. A lot of times the issues that we face in life, they can be very, very self-inflicted. So now that you'll be able to essentially see clearly that a lot of fears were kind of created in our head. And that's not to say that the situations that created that fear doesn't matter and that was self-inflicted, but our attitudes towards those kind of things can change. Therefore, not allowing those situations to take a hold of us. And now you can kind of move forward without it bothering you again, because you realize that it doesn't affect you right now and it doesn't have to have power over you now. Now you can actually live life being clear without any sort of obstacles or distractions where you think that things are against you, or the fear kind of takes over. And there's a pretty cool saying, I think it's like, your mind is your servant, so you have to kind of control it and keep it at bay, otherwise it can just start thinking by itself, right? So why not try to get a hold of your own mind to see clarity over the situation, and sort of enforcing a mindset where that fear isn't more powerful than you. You're more powerful than that fear, and then you can kind of move forward. It won't keep you restricted within your own mind, and then you can move forward and have clarity in terms of how you generally think. It's going to be crazy, because once you overcome that as well, there's no way that that exact fear can even remotely get control of you, because you already have a completely different perspective over it. And so again, if we talk about the fear of love, for example, having clarity to understand that humans are both good and bad, and that you must learn to essentially love yourself in order to attract more love into your life, that gives you a completely different perspective shift, which will in turn change the way that you view life and the way that life sort of views you, really. And for some of you, you may not understand that, but basically what it means is, because you're going to be thinking of life with a perspective of that you deserve love, you're going to put yourself in situations where that's going to come to you, because a person that loves themselves, what are they going to do? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? And for a lot of people that you look up to, or who have the things that you want in life, typically it's because they don't let fear bind them in that regards. And so if we use a tree analogy again as a summary, you want to take care of the soil, so you want to start from the bottom up where you feel safe and secure. Then you have the actual wood part of the tree that keeps it firm and stable, the willpower and confidence. Then you have the branches and leaves which stand at the top of the tree, which is to see clarity. And typically a very big tree or a very strong tree would be able to overlook the entire forest and its own self, because it can look at how much it's grown. So you kind of have to work from the bottom up if you do have any fears. And then now you'll be able to build yourself just like a tree that stands really tall and proud and can pretty much handle every kind of weather condition that the world may throw at it. In the same way, you can do the same with how life may throw any kind of fear at you. So I hope that helped anyone, and I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and blessings be with you all.